to you live from the White Picket Studios in Houston, Texas. This is the Realty Ruckus. If you are in any way, shape, or form involved in the real estate industry, this is the show for you. And now, your host, Alan Hernandez.
Welcome to the Realty Ruckus out of the White Picket Realty Studio. Sitting next to me, your producers, David Bonilla, Gibran Hernandez, and I am your host, Alan Hernandez. We are here to make sure that your real estate business is growing every day right alongside us. Don't forget that you can drop your questions, comments, any kind of trolling down below. We love to hear from you. Thumbs up, smiley faces, angry faces, you name it. We want them. We love them. We appreciate you guys being out there, and we can't wait to bring you a phenomenal show today. Before we get started though, we always like to talk a little bit about what's happening in our personal lives. And I got to tell you guys a really quick story about my day yesterday, actually. So, you know, it's about 11 and we're getting through a meeting, and then everybody's like, "Hey, we got to take off. We got to go watch this eclipse." This solar eclipse, because it's going to be like a once-in-a-lifetime thing. We got to go out there and buy some special solar eclipse glasses and go drive to a special park which Gibran was like, "You have to go to this park. It's going to be the best park in the world."
Damn, I never heard so much hatred towards the eclipse before. Wow.
Yeah, I just hear something bad coming.
There's nothing bad coming.
I feel
but
bad
I'll tell
for
you,
this eclipse.
But I'll tell you, this is the way it went down with me. And it may have gone down differently with you guys. I'm not sure. But here's what happened to me. I drive. Actually, Brandon and I and Vanessa drive to Levy Park.
Yeah.
Which Gibran has sworn to us at this point that it's the absolute best place in the city to watch the eclipse.
It was. I got to see the eclipse. Somebody even gave me a pair of glasses.
I saw the eclipse too.
Yeah, he went to Levy Park too.
You guys saw the eclipse?
Yeah.
From Levy Park.
From Levy Park.
Yes.
Yeah. And
I'm pretty sure I went to Levy Park and I didn't see
I'm pretty
a thing.
sure. Did you go to Levy? Are you sure you went to Levy Park?
I went to Levy Park. Brandon and I went to Levy Park.
What time were you there?
We were there the same time you guys were. I still don't even believe that an eclipse actually happened. Are you guys sure you guys didn't imagine this whole thing?
Bro, did you just look up and get blinded or what?
Brandon was so upset when he came back.
He was upset.
Really upset.
He was upset because we spent an hour looking at the sky.
Goes, "Oh, did you guys enjoy the eclipse?" And I'm like, "What's wrong, Brandon?" I didn't see anything when it comes to the eclipse.
You guys probably got there too late, knowing yourself.
Salty.
Were you guys there before 1?
So you're telling me you saw an eclipse yesterday?
Yes. Yeah.
I still cannot believe it because I know we were there.
Did y'all use the little glasses?
No, there was definitely an eclipse yesterday.
There was.
For sure, 100%.
All right. Well, I didn't see it. I didn't feel it. It didn't get any darker at any point. A
lot of people were disappointed by that it didn't get a lot darker. I did think it was going to get darker as well because we were going to get 2/3 coverage here, and that wasn't the case.
I was hoping that we would actually see some, we would actually feel it, just like see the sky go dark for a little bit.
It was pretty cool, man. You're just being a hater. It was pretty cool.
Am I? Have I just been drinking a lot of Haterade lately?
Yeah,
you know why you're being a hater? Because no one let you borrow their glasses.
No.
Because you went out there.
Did you get the glasses and look up?
No, I didn't.
You just like you tried to look straight up.
I didn't borrow the glasses.
Did you trumpet? Did you Donald Trump it?
I had to trumpet, and I had to use my phone to see what I could see.
Which was really bad for your phone too, by the way.
Well,
wait! You keep telling us your phone is messed up, and yesterday you exposed it to the sun.
I didn't know it could damage my phone.
Oh my god! This explains everything now.
My phones regularly don't work though. It doesn't have to do anything with an eclipse.
Because you probably regularly do things you shouldn't be doing with them.
I do tend to throw them every once in a while.
I thought the eclipse was badass. There was a lot of people out there. It was a fun time.
Did you guys watch the eclipse? I wonder if anybody in our audience actually caught a glimpse of this thing.
Man,
well, I know that Andy Helms, he listens to the show sometimes, and he went all the way up to Tennessee.
Yeah, there was a few people who traveled, and they got some amazing pictures.
They were in that part of the sky that it was 100% totality.
Yeah.
So it got dark, and the temperature went down, and everything.
I would have liked to see it.
What's funny is you mentioned that. I guess BB was telling you it's a once-in-a-lifetime chance. There's another one 6 or 7 years from now. And it's going to be crossing Texas.
Well, it's been since 1979 since there was a total eclipse that crossed the U.S.
Yeah.
Now, this time is going to be 2024, but it's actually going to come through Texas. It's going to come from south to north this time.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait. I'm going to go ahead and go get my Eclipse glasses now.
Get them now, man.
I know they were super hard to find. Can you imagine how much that company made? I mean, they crushed it on those things.
Oh, people were walking around offering to buy them. I wish I had like scalped a few,
right?
100 of them.
Next time you buy a bunch and then just go out to Levy Park.
I feel really bad for the people that bought like the Chinese knockoffs. They were supposedly solar eclipse glasses, but they were just like old 3D glasses from 1997.
Oh, wow. Like the ones from the movie theater?
Dude, there was warnings all over the TV. They were like, if you bought the glasses from eBay and it said the certain supplier, do not wear them. They are not solar eclipse safe. Apparently in 79, over 2 million people worldwide had eye damage from staring at the solar eclipse.
Because they thought they could see it with some boo-boo glasses?
I have no idea how many people yesterday had eye damage. I know Donald Trump was one of them.
I saw that picture.
One of his aides had to yell at him, "It's not safe to stare at the sun, sir."
Don't do it. Don't do it, Trump.
That's funny.
I can already imagine it.
I have the best eyes. Nobody has eyes like me. Mine come with solar eclipse shades already on them.
Built in. All right, you guys, we have a great show planned out for you guys today. We got to take a quick commercial break. But when we get back, we're going to talk about how to build your own personal brand in 9 months. And you're definitely going to want to stick around for this. You're on the Realty Ruckus. Stay tuned.
Hey everyone, this is David over at White Picket Realty, and I wanted to tell you about my friends over at Plans Express who can save you the headache of running your own permits. These guys are committed to offering a one-stop solution for all your plan and permit needs. They're proudly serving their friends and neighbors in the Houston surrounding areas, and they offer great service and an exceptional value. With dedicated professionals ready to serve, contact them today at 832-675-6217.
Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you are interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepicketrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepicketrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
What do you love about White Picket?
I love that we work together as a team.
I love being professional while having fun.
I love the innovative approach we take every day.
I love the support we get to grow our business.
We love White Picket.
And I love empowering the next generation of realtors to live life by their own design. If you're looking to grow, come grow with us. Email join@teamwpr.com. Again, that's join@teamwpr.com.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus. Remember that you can find us live on Facebook and YouTube, where we chat with us live during the show. We can answer your questions live on the air. Now, we had this solar eclipse yesterday. Weather has been pretty nice outside. What are we looking at for the rest of the week, David?
Well, it looks like there was a tropical storm out in the Gulf that has kind of dissipated, but is going to bring some wet and colder weather as well. Now, not too cold. It is going to get into the lower 90s throughout the rest of this week. And then on the weekend, we can expect some highs actually in the 80s with a lot of rain coming in and some wind from that storm. So expect cooler temperatures for a little bit, and hopefully that means the onset of fall pretty much is here.
The fact that we expect cooler temperatures in the 80s is bad. Like, we talk about cooler temperatures and we're like, oh, we're excited to have 80 degree weather, 85 degree weather.
It reminds me of a few years ago when they were having all those alerts from New Jersey. They were like, don't go out, you'll have a heat stroke. And it was like 82.
Yeah.
And it said the heat wave in the north. I'm like, what? We experienced that like in
that every day here.
Well, I remember Christmas this year was like 88 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's no big deal. We're used to that.
All right, so one of the things that we want to talk about today is something that I think a lot of entrepreneurs go through out there, especially in real estate. So what happens is you get your license, and then at some point you decide, hey, I want to get my broker's license. And you have two options at that point. You have the option of buying a company name. You have the option of buying like a Keller Williams franchise or any other of the slew of franchises out there, or you decide to build your own. Right now, the problem with building your own business or your own franchise, your own company, a lot of times comes with the fact that you do not have the same branding. You don't have the same possibilities because there's so many other brands out there who have already established that branding, that trustworthiness in the market. But is there a possibility to actually build a brand? And how long does it take? And what does it take to build a brand that is memorable and people get to trust and know? And is it something that is feasible in that amount of time?
It's tough.
Yeah,
I'll
9
say
months.
that much. Yeah, 9 months is a relatively short amount of time to build a brand.
Agreed.
Because you got to first start off with, people need to know who your brand is.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the time when people are building a brand, they themselves are the sole practitioner.
Right.
So their brand doesn't get associated as a brand. It gets associated with them.
Mm-hmm.
And their name almost becomes bigger than the brand itself. I'll give you a really good example. It's not just real estate. This applies to all businesses. I have a friend up north who helps companies put together big charity events. And that's what she does. And her company's called Pamper and Splurge. Mm-hmm. It's all about putting together these big charity events that are really fancy, and people come out and they donate money to all these causes.
Yeah.
But no one knows who her company is. Everyone just knows Tanya. That because she's become bigger than her brand, and she hasn't put enough effort into the name of the brand itself. It's all been her. That's why I say 9 months is a relatively short amount of time to not only be a sole practitioner, but also build your brand.
Well, and in real estate, it happens a lot too. When agents start building their teams,
yeah,
and if they want to create a brand outside of that, nobody really knows who they are because they know them as their name with the word team at the end of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I remember when White Picket first opened up, no one knew who the heck White Picket was.
Yeah,
it was Alan.
Yeah.
And his brother.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, those guys. Oh, yeah, we know them.
Yeah. No, it was really, I mean, you were very much the face of, you still are very much the face of the company.
Yeah.
Which your company, every company needs one. I don't have anything wrong with having a face of the company. Every company needs that person that's lovable. Everybody likes them. Everyone wants advice from them. Oh, man, I am totally floating Alan's boat. I'm stopping this conversation right now.
I'm loving where this is going. So you're saying I'm lovable.
But it's true. Every company needs that, but you can't allow that face to only become the face for the entire brand.
Yeah.
You have to also build the brand alongside that practitioner, that person that is the face.
Absolutely. So we found a real good article that we want to share with you guys, and we'll drop it below after we have this discussion. But what are some of the key takeaways on actually building a brand from the ground up, if, let's say, someone wanted to go out there and do that?
Well, I think first and foremost, before anything, because most people think I got to come up with a name, I got to come up with a logo, that's what they come to mind first. But what they actually should be thinking about is, what is their brand going to stand for? What is their vision? We talk about that a lot. What's their big why? And once you can figure out what the vision is for the brand that you're trying to create, then those other pieces can start falling into place.
Yeah,
absolutely. And I think one of the biggest things that I got, and this is from reading Elon Musk's book, I've gotten through about half of it. Fantastic book, by the way. If you guys get a chance.
Which one is it?
The Elon Musk book, the story. It's like his autobiography.
Oh, okay.
About his life. But one of the things that he talks about is that the reason that a lot of his companies have been successful, which also he's had some failures that people never talk about, but a reason he's had a lot of success is because he doesn't actually look to provide a service. He looks to solve a problem.
Yeah.
So he looks for a problem, says, oh, that's a big problem. There's a big hole right there in the market in that area.
Yeah.
What now can I do to fill that hole?
Yeah.
And then he goes out, and that's what his brand value stands for, is how am I solving that issue? So for him, Tesla, for example, is solving the problem of sustainability and eco-friendliness. PayPal was solving the problem of money transfer on a digital basis because banks didn't have any of that at the time.
Right.
It's not about, well, what service can I go provide? It's about what solution can I provide for a problem in the market and build the brand around that.
All right, but then the difficulty is you're in real estate. We all pretty much solve the same problem. We help people buy, sell, and in our case, invest in property.
Yeah, but it depends how you
How do you
solve that
differentiate
problem.
yourself?
Well, I would say one, for example, like here at White Picket, one of the things that we're really committed to is that people, and I'm being told we got to go to break. Everyone's giving me the big rock hand, which means we got to jump to break. But when we come back, spoiler alert, we're going to tell you a little bit more about how to build your brand so you can start taking off now.
Absolutely. You're on the Realty Ruckus. Stay tuned.
Hey everyone, this is David over at White Picket Realty, and I wanted to tell you about my friends over at Plans Express who can save you the headache of running your own permits. These guys are committed to offering a one-stop solution for all your plan and permit needs. They're proudly serving their friends and neighbors in the Houston surrounding areas, and they offer great service and an exceptional value. With dedicated professionals ready to serve, contact them today at 832-675-6217.
Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you are interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepicketrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepicketrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
What do you love about White Picket?
I love that we work together as a team.
I love being professional while having fun.
I love the innovative approach we take every day.
I love the support we get to grow our business.
We love White Picket.
And I love empowering the next generation of realtors to live life by their own design. If you're looking to grow, come grow with us. Email join@teamwpr.com. Again, that's join@teamwpr.com.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus. Remember that you can find us live on Facebook and YouTube, where if you chat with us during the show, we can answer your questions live on the air. And we appreciate questions. We appreciate questions, comments, concerns, trolling, whatever it is that you want to say to us, just say it.
Yeah.
And let us have it.
Say it.
If you think the show's terrible, just say, I think the show is terrible.
Yeah. Whatever you put on there, we're going to make fun of you for anyway. So.
So before we jump to the break, we were talking about building a brand value and how important that is. And I was saying that one of the biggest things is you have to define what solution you're providing. And you were saying, well, if you're a real estate person, what solution you're really providing? Every real estate person is buying and selling homes.
Right.
And yes, you're right about that. But for example, what we're doing here at White Picket Realty is that we're changing for the solution is there's too many bad agents out there.
Correct.
There's too many
37,000 in Houston.
Yeah, and there's too many part-time agents out there who don't know what the heck they're doing. They're doing 2 or 3 transactions a year.
Yep.
They're underservicing their clients.
Yep.
People are frustrated. Why does everyone want to go digital and try to save some money? It's not that they're trying to save money. It's that they're damn frustrated with crappy agents who they feel like they're wasting money on.
If we had agents, if every agent that we had in this industry, the 37,000, not the industry, but in Houston, out of the 37,000 agents that are here, if all of them were on the same page as to what value and how we're going to provide that value to the client, there would never be anyone here in Houston that would say, I want to go list with a flat fee agency or any of these other
absolutely not.
ideas.
The problem is, and that's the problem that we're solving, is that there's bad agents out there who are undertrained, who are being allowed to go hang their license at places. They pay a $99 a year annual fee, and I can stick my license there. Mm-hmm. And that one transaction I do that I'm going to underservice the client and I'm going to suck at, that's my one transaction I do per year, and that's it. Yeah. And that's being allowed. Right. And that's the problem that we're solving here. We're not hanging licenses at White Picket Realty. Right. That's not part of our brand value. Right. Our brand value is we're providing real quality to the consumer. And we're providing the consumer with something that's currently missing, which is a brokerage that they know no matter which agent I get out of White Picket, it can be any White Picket agent, I know that that agent is going to be a badass.
Yeah,
and
because we're committed to self-developing.
Absolutely.
We're committed to always growing. We're committed to training. We're committed to making sure that every person that's in here we add value to them so they can add value to their client.
And part of that process, and coming back to building the brand, you said we're committed to a whole lot of things. And so we set out to solve a problem first, like BB elaborated on. We have the problem, we came up with a solution, and then what we did was we formed, like 3 or 4 statements that encompass that vision into how the outside world would see us, or how we would react with the outside world. So we always knew in which way we were implementing that vision, and we could always come back to those statements and say, am I keeping up with these statements that elaborate on my vision?
That's right.
Absolutely. And I think one of the most important things that someone can do is that you can start to differentiate you from your company, because your company does not have to be you. Your company can have its own values that it stands for. And you may go out there from time to time and make a mistake. One of your agents may go out there and make a mistake from time to time.
It happens.
Something that doesn't go along with your brand value.
Right.
But you can always fall back on that brand value and say, but my brand value stands for this.
Yeah.
That's what we're committed to. We're sorry that you had that experience. Let me fix it and show you what we're really committed to. But you can only do that if you have a brand value.
Right.
If you don't have a brand value, what do you stand on? You just go back, oh, I'm sorry you had a bad transaction. What can I do to fix it?
I think what we're trying to say, if for those of you that are listening out there and are thinking, well, what does this imply for me? I think what we're trying to say is that when you're building a brand, it's beyond hiring a designer to make you really cute business cards, a website, and
people think building a
whatever
brand
else
is designing a logo and putting up a website.
Yeah.
And comes way down the line.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Building the brand is really deciding as a company what you stand for and what problem you are solving in the marketplace.
What problem you're solving, what you stand for, and then everyone in the organization understanding that and being on the same page.
Oh, big time. And that's one thing. When I think about like McDonald's, everyone always thinks, oh, what makes McDonald's special? Oh, it's the golden arches. It's the name. It's cute. It's McDonald's. And it's only because Ray Kroc said that, oh, I love the name McDonald's. The reality is he could have picked any name out there.
Yeah.
What made McDonald's successful was that their brand value stood for providing expedited food service in a time when expedited food didn't exist. You used to go to a drive-in and sit there for 20 minutes to an hour waiting for food.
Waiting for someone to skate on out and give you your food.
Yeah, exactly. And he went with the company. He found a company and then he took it over. But he went with a company who had provided a solution to a problem and built a brand value around that.
Yeah.
We are fast food. We're high quality on top of it. We're good. People really enjoy it. We have a high consistency. And all the people that are owners for us are hard workers. They're not just financial investors. They're there working in their brick and mortar. And those were their brand values. That's what David was talking about, those statements that really define who you are as a company.
Yeah.
And if you don't have those, stop today what you're doing and you need to define those.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just working.
Yeah.
You just have a job. You don't have a brand.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's say an agent's now decided, okay, it's time for me to build my team. Is that a good time to start setting up his brand values, or does he have to wait till he literally launches his new company or goes out and creates his own agency type deal? What do you guys think?
It all starts in the head first.
Yeah.
It's got to start up here first. You translate that. I mean, don't even sit in front of a laptop. Just get a piece of notepad and paper out and really think that out. Because before you start adding people to your team, before you start forming a company, don't you want to envision who you actually want on that team?
Mm-hmm.
Don't you want to think about, if my vision is this, if the problem I am solving in this is this, then who do I need on my team? And when you have that vision, you can much more successfully envision who should be on your team that's going to help you achieve those goals.
Absolutely. Or actually, most importantly, who shouldn't be on your team.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. You don't want someone that's not doesn't fit the culture.
Let's think about all the agents that approach us that say, hey, I really want to come hang my license at White Picket Realty. And of course, we want to build numbers, but we don't want to build them with the wrong people because we know it will dilute what we're trying to achieve.
Yeah, I mean, I've had to turn away people that just didn't fit the mold. I've also had people reject us because our production standards were too high.
Yeah.
You know, and because they didn't feel like they could cut it with those production standards.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
It's
If
perfect.
you don't think you can cut it, then I don't want you here
Then-
anyways.
then we're not a fit.
Thank you for letting me know ahead of time.
You don't fit the brand value.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Not everyone has to fit the brand value. That's why there's competitors.
Yeah.
And that's why competitors are great. Because if those people weren't able to go to another brokerage and do a shitty job, there wouldn't be a problem for us to solve.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
we need
We
those
need those
people, a little bit, a few of them. We don't want a ton of them because it continues to make the market bad, but a few of them is okay.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So once you've established that, once you know what you stand for, what you're out to deliver, what problem you're solving, now you can sit down with the designer and you can say, this is what I want the brand to relate to the public.
Absolutely.
So when
Yeah.
someone looks at the brand, at the logo, at the colors, at your statements, I wanted to deliver this message from the outside in so that they understand who we are from the inside out.
Yeah, I mean, when you're talking with a designer, you know, these we have one here in house, so I know they have that artiste, emotional side to them.
Yeah.
And you really got to relate to them the emotions and the vision behind your company's brand. And then they're going to be able to do a lot better job for you in designing that logo because they're going to be able to take those feelings and translate it into graphic artwork.
Big time, man.
That's such
Big
a good
time.
point. That's such a good point. Every time we've had something delivered from the designer that I don't like, it always comes down to us not sitting down and delivering the feelings we wanted behind it.
Yeah, it's so funny, man, because imagine if Leonardo had painted the Sistine Chapel and they hadn't delivered exactly what he'd wanted. It's just a bunch of stale people, a guy sitting there. Oh, we want a guy with a finger out, just kind of like sitting there, mundane, doing nothing. It would be ridiculous.
Right.
It really would. And that's what you do to a designer when you're like, I just want a really cool logo.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, great. There's a lot of really cool logos
Yeah.
out there, but
What
what is
is
your
cool?
company?
Oh, I want it to look modern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear
That's
that all
typically
the
what
time.
I
I hear
yeah.
that all the time. I want it to look modern.
Yeah.
No, you really have to start to define it. I want it to show powerful. I want it to show consistency. I want people to know that I'm elegant, that I'm luxurious. It's all those defining little words
Yes.
that make a big difference, but you don't know who you are until you've defined your brand.
And it comes down to everything, by the way. It comes down to the colors that you choose.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Like a lot of people don't know that we chose blue and the color, the exact version of this blue that we have, because we know that it represents trust. We know that
Yeah.
people
Because you
like.
used to have like a greenish type of logo, right?
Yeah.
I've seen
Yeah,
it.
it's changed.
I've
It's
seen it
changed
around.
over the years.
That was our neon logo.
Yeah.
They got thrown on us. We didn't actually pick that one. When we went to go get some shirts embroidered, they thought it would be cool to change the colors of the logo.
Yeah.
And they actually
gave us a
like,
bunch of different
Yeah,
ones.
they gave us like 7 different color combinations. We were like, what in the world is going on
that's,
here?
that was a really cool thing that happened. We didn't plan on it, but it was great to see all of the colors
Yeah.
and different, and like the logos in different colors, and then look at them and understand that they made you feel something different.
They did, yeah. Because when I see the neon green white picket one, it's not the same as the homey,
blue.
trustworthy little house on the hill.
Yeah.
Yep.
White picket one, blue and white.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
so true.
So I think it is possible to go out and create a brand. 9 months might be a little too soon, maybe a little too
I
short.
think in 9 months you can create the structure, the vision, the commitments, and then the design and artwork. But before people actually get to knowing your brand, I think it's going to be a good year or two of you consistently pushing that brand to the public.
I get this question
Yep.
all the time. I mean, almost every networking event that I go to. Why did you go and start your own instead of just buying a franchise?
Yeah.
What would you guys tell someone who's thinking about starting their own and instead of just buying a franchise?
It really comes down to, do you want to put in the time and the effort to start your own?
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of work that goes behind that.
I mean, even before that, I would say the first thing is, are there any franchises out there which fulfill the vision I have?
Sure.
If there's no
That's very true.
franchises that line up with the vision that I have, then to me, the only option is to go on your own.
Absolutely, and that's actually what happened to us. When we decided we wanted to start a real estate business, we looked at all the franchises available. We looked at the investment franchises. We looked at the big box
Century
names,
21, Remax.
and none of them fit what we saw in our heads. So we didn't have an option. There was no option for us to say, well,
Yeah.
this is one we can just buy into.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
No, I agree.
So that's the answer then. If you can't find one that fits your thinking, then your option is to create your own.
You have to.
Very
if you want to
cool.
be happy.
Well, make sure you guys let us know what you guys think of everything that you've heard.
I know we have some entrepreneurs on the show that watch and that they build their own brands. A lot of our own agents are watching, but
we got Ryan Moore watching. He says, "What's up, fellas?" Ryan Moore is up to a lot, man. I just spoke to him not too long ago.
Oh, he's got some
doing
cool ideas,
stuff.
but you can't throw them out there. They're top secret, I was told.
Yeah,
well,
top
make
secret.
sure you guys talk to Ryan. He's watching our show now. He's a great investor here in town.
Go ask Ryan about his top secret
And
ideas.
he's got some really cool ideas.
Ask him to open up his confidential folder for you. He's got some cool stuff going on in that
Let's
folder.
talk about this whole thing with OfferPad's new Uber-like agent thing,
Yeah,
because I know that this could be a game changing for us.
Oh, well, when everyone says that about all of the different softwares that there are, in my opinion, it's again another gimmick.
This one I might have to disagree. It is gimmicky, but it's kind of going more in the right direction because I don't feel as much that they're trying to push out the agent. I really do feel like they are trying to enhance the consumer and, on the flip side, agent experience.
I agree with you on that. They are trying to enhance the agent experience. They're trying to provide more value to the consumer and give them their agent on demand. But the reason I say it's gimmicky is because it feels very much like that Zillow Trulia, where anyone can sign up. There's no qualification of who in the world is on there. You could wind up with the best agent, or you could wind up with the absolute worst agent. And the service doesn't really care. They're making their money in between no matter what.
Well, let's talk about it after the break. What are the gimmicks?
we'll
what are
get
the
into
pros,
it.
the cons? Let's get into it.
Absolutely. You guys are on the Realty Ruckus. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hey everyone, this is David over at White Picket Realty, and I wanted to tell you about my friends over at Plans Express who can save you the headache of running your own permits. These guys are committed to offering a one-stop solution for all your plan and permit needs. They're proudly serving their friends and neighbors in the Houston surrounding areas, and they offer great service at an exceptional value. With dedicated professionals ready to serve, contact them today at 832-675-6217.
Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you're interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepicketrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepicketrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
What do you love about White Picket?
I love that we work together as a team.
I love being professional while having fun.
I love the innovative approach we take every day.
I love the support we get to grow our business.
We love White Picket.
And I love empowering the next generation of realtors to live life by their own design. If you're looking to grow, come grow with us. Email join@teamwpr.com. Again, that's join@teamwpr.com.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus. Remember that you can find us on Facebook and YouTube, where if you chat with us live during the show, we can answer your questions live on the air. Sorry, during the break, I was reading this thing that said how Hispanics say words.
Oh, that's just hilarious.
And for YouTube, it says YouTube.
YouTube.
Or
we are on YouTube as well.
And it's not Facebook, it's Facebook. All right? Because Facebook.
Ryan Moore says, access denied.
He's not opening that file for us. He's not opening it up. Hey, so let's get back into talking about what's happening with this new company that's coming in. It's called OfferPad.
Okay, so just to explain to people, the way OfferPad is it's very, very similar to the Open Door concept.
Yeah, like Open Door and iBuyer, that kind of thing.
So this is what's being qualified as a hybrid brokerage.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, that I don't understand the legality behind, because I know that they have offices in Dallas, but Trek is really...
I think that's Open Door.
Correct, and they're doing the same thing here. Where
OfferPad has in Dallas.
Well, they're opening one in Houston. They have a franchise coming to Houston.
Yes, they're going to roll out the program here.
But I don't understand how legally they're doing it to where people can text in and get instant access to a home. Because Trek rules say that in order to show a home, you have to be a licensed agent and that you have to be licensed to open the door.
But they don't open the door.
But there's a keypad on it that you're giving the code to the owner. That's, in my opinion, the only way you can do that is if you are the owner.
They are the owner.
They are the owner.
So, but this company doesn't say that they're the owner of their properties
so, okay,
either.
let me explain a little bit. OfferPad is very similar to Open Door, that they get with sellers and they give them an immediate offer, right? And so the sellers can immediately sell if they want to. And then once they're out of the house, they fix it up a little bit, they get it list ready, and then it's theirs. And
Got it, okay.
So
that's where the offer
Yes.
pad side. So that's another side of their business. It's not just the showing houses
No.
on demand that they have.
And this agent on demand is a new service they're rolling out to be paired with this, agentless tour of the homes for buyers. And so what the agent on demand service actually is let's say a buyer walks up to one of these OfferPad homes where they can go in and tour without an agent. They tour without the agent and they absolutely love the home and they're interested, right? They're interested in purchasing. They have two options with this new agent on demand service. They can use OfferPad's platform to put in a direct offer with OfferPad, or they can request an agent that's on demand. So if they do, a notification will be sent out to nearby agents who have subscribed with the service, and an agent who gets there, arrives within 15 minutes, and represents the buyer for that house.
So they have to get there within
1%.
15 minutes.
Yes.
Which means these are agents that are just sitting around,
Yeah,
literally
this is the
going,
gimmicky part.
Come
Well,
on,
all right, so
come on.
Let's talk about this real quick. Because do you think the real estate superstars of this country who are making a six-figure plus income are going to run out and go show a house for 1% in 15 minutes?
No.
So then the question is, who is going to do that? Which brings back to what you just said. Who is going to do that? Oh, well, it's the person who has probably never done a transaction before, and they're dying for someone to give them some money, and they're sitting there kind of twiddling their thumbs.
Well, not only that, but you have to get there within 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So it means that, like in a city like Houston, you have to be really close.
Yes, like a 2-mile proximity, basically.
Yeah, because even if you hit a little bit of traffic, you won't make it in 15 minutes. I can't get from here to Memorial and Gessner in 15 minutes, and we're talking about 3 miles away.
And so here's the other thing. How do you even know that buyer's pre-approved?
Oh, you don't.
You don't.
You don't. You just get a chance to work with them. And if you keep that buyer, you still owe them a 30% referral fee back for getting that buyer through them.
If they don't purchase that OfferPad home.
Yeah.
Now, that's a gimmicky part to me.
You only get a 1% commission if you do represent them.
But you also got a buyer that's ready to buy.
Maybe. You don't know that.
Yeah,
they're
you still
not
have to find out if
pre-approved.
they're qualified.
Yeah, it could have been anybody who just showed up to look at a house.
That is true. Yeah. Unless I don't know. I haven't looked into OfferPad services, and maybe we can assume that they're kind of smart. Then they would probably only allow pre-approved buyers to access homes.
I would like to know what OfferPad, and this includes Open Door, are doing to qualify their buyers.
Because to me, that would make sense if you're a company like that, is you don't allow access unless you're qualified, right? You need to know who you're giving access to and that they can actually purchase.
Oh, man, because then there's a safety issue, too. Like, what happens? All right, so random buyer who's a total creep goes to an OfferPad place, and they can just randomly call on an agent to be there within 15 minutes.
Instant offer in a vacant house with somebody that you've never met before. We have a policy here. We will not show a house to somebody who we not at least met in our office or has been pre-approved with a lender who they've met with.
Because you're meeting a total random stranger in a vacant house, and that's just opening a can of worms for safety there. Now, at that point, let's say someone gets hurt in this OfferPad house. I mean, imagine the liability and lawsuits behind that.
Oh, man, just wait. Wait for the first time that one of their houses gets vandalized. And then they have to file a vandalism claim. And then their insurance is going to go, whoa, wait a minute. You're letting anybody into any of these houses?
Yeah.
Nope, we're canceling this policy.
Yep.
We cannot have that amount of liability. It's only a matter of time because the bigger you get, the more problems you run into. When I see things like this, I think that they mean well. They're trying really hard, but I think that there's two big giant problems. One is the limitation of houses.
Yeah.
You can only have your own properties on there. Even if you're huge, maybe you have 100 listings, 200 listings that you can do on there. That's still not that many compared to the fact that there's I don't even know how many active listings are on the MLS right now.
12,000 right now.
Okay, 12,000 active listings that you can look at. When you're talking about 100 or 200, you're talking about a very tiny piece of that pie. I think that's number one, the big problem. Number two is the safety. I don't know as an agent if I would want to run out there to try to be somewhere within 15 minutes. That means I'm not very busy, by the way, if I can just jump up and go somewhere in 15 minutes. I'd show up there to meet a complete stranger who I know nothing about. That sounds just a problem waiting to happen. It really does.
I don't see anyone that's a good agent actually going for this. Not for a 1% commission, not when you have to be there in 15 minutes or less. I just don't see anyone actually going forward with this and using it as a long-term way to make income.
I agree.
No, the only type of power player that I would say would benefit from this is somebody that has their own small office nearby to some OfferPad homes, and they have a licensed assistant that, if they get a notification, can run out there and just collect that quick.
And I think that's what you're going to get.
I was looking on OfferPad's website. I'm trying to find how it is if they qualify buyers. I couldn't find anything, but to me, it would just not make any sense at all if you're not pre-approving these buyers somehow before going in. So to me, I think they have to be doing that. If not, they're I hope you're listening, OfferPad, because
I hope they're not listening.
Yeah, you got a big problem.
You're fixing their business for them.
Another thing they're going to run into is the fact that most people in the industry are going to find something like this offensive, and they're going to run into people who are going to fight them on it. They're going to run into issues with this with the local boards, the people that are involved in
I agree
in important positions are going to always fight this because it reduces the amount of value that we provide as agents to the industry. I find it in some ways disrespectful, but overall, it just kind of recreates more of that problem. More shitty agents.
Yeah, it does. It does, and it's just giving access to those shitty agents.
That's the problem. An agent should never be on demand. A good agent's not gonna be on demand, and to me, that's where the gimmicky part of this comes in. Yeah. Because if you're gonna have clients that are represented by these agents you're summoning, you want to make sure that just the way I feel like you should be vetting these buyers before they're allowed to go into the houses, you should be vetting vigorously the agents that are allowed on your program. If I'm the owner of this company.
Yeah, no, and you're right. And now imagine if you change that just a little bit and you said, only amazing agents can be part of this.
Yep.
We're gonna pay you guys what you deserve and take a small fee, not 2%.
And we'll kick out that on-demand part.
Yeah, we're gonna pay you guys instead of 1%, we're gonna pay you 2.5%. We're gonna take half a percentage, which is more reasonable. We're only gonna work with really talented agents who close 100 transactions plus a year, which we know you're gonna service these clients right. And what would happen then? What would happen then?
Yeah, you would have a much better service, much better experience for the buyer. Obviously, it wouldn't be as much profit on their end, but we don't know that either because it could increase the amount of homes they sell.
I love reading the comments section on this article.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
awesome
Agents going in here tearing it apart.
Yeah, agents are saying the exact same things we are. 1% is a joke.
Yeah.
That most people are complaining about the 1%. The other part that everyone's complaining about is 15 minutes? Are you kidding me? That's just unrealistic.
That is
if
unrealistic.
you live in a very small town, maybe you can get anywhere in 15 minutes.
And by
now,
small
when I lived
town,
I lived in College Station, I could see that because it took me, the answer to get anywhere is 10 minutes.
Yeah, but realistically, how many houses can OfferPad have? If in Houston they have 100 to 200 listings, how many listings could they realistically have in a city like College Station?
Yeah, well, it's a tenth the size, so a tenth the listings.
Yeah, so they may have 10 or 20 listings at any given time. Mm-hmm. That's not enough to have a huge business where you just have all these on-demand people buying.
Yeah, I don't think these companies are going to be able to scale enough, these direct home buyer companies, just because it's hard to buy that many homes and get them market ready. It's just, you're not going to be able to scale that quickly enough, in my opinion.
Really buying into it, though. A lot of them have gone public.
Well, that's why I think there's something.
There's
something here. There's something the industry's trying to move to here that I find interesting. And it could work with this model. I'm not sure with yet.
I'm just laughing because one of these guys is like, oh, what? So if I show up 16 minutes in, now I don't get any compensation? What are you going to do? Start tracking me with a GPS? Send me a notice that somebody else is going to take my lead? And he's right. I mean, he says, what happens when there's two agents who both race over there to get there within 15 minutes and only one of them makes it in time and the other one is right behind them?
Yeah.
I see a lot of holes in this. But really, the biggest one that I see is even if OfferPad owns the houses, it's only a matter of time before they get one really bad buyer who shows up, is not a real buyer, is a criminal. Somebody goes over, there's some agent. That agent gets, something bad happens to them. I don't even want to know what it is, but something bad happens to them. And you can't say, well, that never happens, because yes, it does.
Bull.
Every year we have at least one article come out over something horrible that happened to a real estate agent by showing houses.
I want to say that being a realtor is in like the top 5 most dangerous professions that are out there.
Yeah, if you're not screening correctly.
Yeah,
no,
look it up. I'm like making some Trump statements here.
A bold statement? Yeah. That is a really bold statement.
I've seen it, man. It's really
I would
dangerous.
say firefighters probably number 1.
I'm gonna say,
and I would say police officers number 2.
A lot of agents, a lot of bad things happen to agents because a lot of them fail to actually pre-qualify the people.
So lumberjacks, fishers, aircraft pilots.
Let's see if we're in the top 10.
Roofers.
Top 20 at least.
Garbage men.
Find out where
ranchers,
we're at in terms of people that are
iron workers
being assaulted.
What you have to look up. No, see, David's getting a bunch of blue collar jobs, and obviously
those are most dangerous.
Blue collar jobs are more dangerous. What you need to look up is most dangerous white collar jobs.
Yeah,
I'll look it up.
BB's gonna find it for me. He's gonna make sure that my Trump statement is right.
Yeah, I know, absolutely. Look,
he's gonna
the most dangerous white collar career is.
Let's see what we got. What do you guys think out there who are watching? Is it dangerous to be a realtor?
I think that there is some danger behind the job, and I think that's
there is, but it's statistically insignificant.
I think it's as dangerous as working a gas station, man. People come in and find opportunity there. To have someone without any kind of protection in a vacant house, I think there's a lot of danger there.
Oh, I agree completely. That's one thing that I feel like you're sending strangers to go meet a stranger.
Anyways, long story short, is this company gonna make it or is it not gonna make it? Who wants to make a bold prediction on this?
Look, man, they will make it with their own listings, but I don't see this going like large to where they're going to get every single listing and
They'll
be
make
able.
It without this model.
Yeah, and the amount of lobbying money they'd have to put into organizations like Trek and HAR to have it to where anyone can go into any house, and then to get consumers over that fence too.
They're going to have to spend money in educating the consumer on this.
Absolutely.
And that's going to be incredibly expensive.
Yep.
I don't care how much money you have. That's
realtor is nowhere near the top of any list. Sorry, Alan.
I still think it's dangerous, and you should, if you're out there and you're a realtor, don't go show a house.
Just thinks it's dangerous.
Don't go show a vacant house without having at least like a pepper spray gun on you.
Just don't be stupid.
I mean,
basically.
you know how many crazy things have happened to me
sense.
when I was showing houses? It's wild. All right, we have to take a quick commercial break. You're on the Realty Ruckus. We'll be right back.
Hey everyone, this is David over at White Picket Realty, and I wanted to tell you about my friends over at Plans Express who can save you the headache of running your own permits. These guys are committed to offering a one-stop solution for all your plan and permit needs. They're proudly serving their friends and neighbors in the Houston surrounding areas, and they offer great service at an exceptional value. With dedicated professionals ready to serve, contact them today at 832-675-6217.
Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you're interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepicketrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepicketrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
What do you love about White Picket?
I love that we work together as a team.
I love being professional while having fun.
I love the innovative approach we take every day.
I love the support we get to grow our business.
We love White Picket.
And I love empowering the next generation of realtors to live life by their own design. If you're looking to grow, come grow with us. Email join@teamwpr.com. Again, that's JOIN at teamwpr.com.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus. Remember that you can find us live on Facebook and YouTube, where if you chat with us live during the show, we can answer your questions live on the air. Now, we had a really good discussion about why OfferPad may or may not survive. We each gave our predictions. I think they'll stick around. I think Open Door will stick around. I think they'll do well on the properties that they own, but as being a platform that can give just like millions of leads to all of these agents, I just don't see it happening. I think it's a great idea though. They're trying to find more ways to monetize their business model, and they're gonna find those bad agents out there that have nothing better to do
they'll
than to be
realize that
waiting
pretty quickly.
around for 15 minutes to be at a house.
There is some genius behind all of that, because if you think about it, there's a whole lot more bad agents out there than good agents.
Oh yeah.
So why not try to capitalize on them? I mean,
so,
really, there's some genius behind it.
You guys are sitting out there. Might as well use you.
You know, might as well do something if you're not going to go out and create your own
get to
leads.
work.
If you're not going to go out and create your own leads or do anything to try to make your business work, here, just take some scraps. And that's kind of what they're doing. And they're going to run that as far as they can. And eventually, you know, maybe people will get sick of it and maybe people won't. Or they'll change their model like many other companies have to do when things don't work.
I mean, all they're doing is leveraging the amount of listings they have.
Yeah.
That's it. They're just leveraging the amount of listings they have and generating a lot more buyers and buyers agents that can pay them for referral
It's really
fees.
smart, because at the end of the day, if they're only paying 1% to that buyer's agent, they've already saved 2% on those expenses
on the houses
that
they own
that they normally would have had to pay regardless.
Yeah, I agree.
So-
I agree. So we'll drop it at that, but it's time for the tip of the day.
All right. So one of the things that we always want to talk about in this show.
I like that. Is that your new introduction for the tip of the day?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Well, you know, it used to be worse. So I took the whole tip of the day thing and just changed it to something more positive, to get everybody out there.
Got it,
enrolled.
man. I got it.
So we want to talk about following up, but not following up to get the lead. Not following up to get the lead. Following up after you've already completed the transaction. So I think this is where a lot of agents really drop the ball.
And investors.
Anyone.
And investors, big time.
And I know it because I've personally dropped the ball in this department. I sometimes kick myself in the butt for when I think about all of the investment properties that we've bought over the years, and not having a follow-up process for those people after we close on the transaction. You see, the transaction isn't finished the minute that the funds are exchanged. That's what we're taught in real estate school, but that's not the way it actually works.
Yeah.
And the reality behind it is that if you can create a relationship and then start a follow-up campaign, be purposeful about your follow-up after the transaction is closed, that leads to an increased amount of revenue, business, referrals, you name it.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
we found some statistics. Maybe we can go over them if we have time.
Yeah, no, definitely we do. So on both ends, for buyers and sellers, close to 90% of buyers and sellers used a real estate agent for either their home purchase or home sales transaction, okay? Now, also on both sides of the buy and sell transaction, about 60% of those people that use an agent rated their experience either buying or selling their home as very satisfied.
Okay, so more than half.
So more than half,
That's
60%. That's a
pretty
good chunk.
Yeah, I'm surprised with that number, to be honest.
Yeah, they say they're very satisfied,
'Cause
right?
I can tell you there's not 60% good agents out there.
That's
No.
true.
But what that tells me
people lie.
is that the good agents, no, people don't lie, is that the good agents are doing a lot more transactions than the bad agents.
Well, I can help you with that. Out of 37,000 here in Houston, 2,000 of them close more than 10 transactions a year. So think about how small of a ratio that is.
Yeah, the good agents are doing a lot more than the bad ones are.
There's 2,000 agents here in Houston out of 37,000 that will handle the majority of all of the transactions.
So now with that being said, you know, you're saying, okay, 60%, it seems like if someone was very satisfied with the service they received, down the line they'll, you know, probably use the same person again, right? But that's not what's going on. Statistically, according to NAR, 25% of sellers use an agent they worked with in the past. So only a quarter of sellers who have already done a transaction with an agent don't go back to that same agent.
Which is crazy.
I'd be willing to bet. I would be willing to bet that it's because only 25% of agents are even following up with those clients.
That's true.
I'd be willing to bet that.
That's definitely where we're going with this. That's why the tip of the day
Most of the people
is.
that I meet with, have an agent that they've bought or sold a house with in the past? And I always ask, I always inquire about that. And it's, you know, it's a compliment when they end up using us, our company, to help them, because I think they already have an existing relationship with someone, and it's baffling that agent didn't do anything to keep that client, to stay in the forefront of that client.
I agree.
So tip of the day is, make sure if you're closing a transaction that you don't end your relationship there. In fact, that's just the beginning of the next portion of your relationship.
So after the transaction closes, how often should you be following up with that client?
You know, I think it depends on how important that client is to you and what their commitment is to helping you create more business. Yeah. There are people out there that will literally at every given moment throw your name out there, and you know it when that happens, because people call you and they say, "Hey, Susie Q told me about you."
Yep.
To me, that's an A+ client. An A+ client gets something from me once a month. Now, there may be a B client, a C client, and a D client, and each one of those levels is going to get less and less from me. But if I see someone kind of stepping it up, if I see someone that
you got to reward that. You got to reward that.
I want to reward that
great behavior. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And there are people that will literally get something from us on every single month. And when we make the tamales in December, they get the first shot at those to come over and pick them up. and trust me, at the end of the year, they're so happy to hear from us, and they want to talk to their friends and family about how we can help them.
Yeah.
So
tamales to warm the heart.
Absolutely. All right, let's talk about some of the events that we have coming up, because I know we have some really, really good ones.
Yeah, so tomorrow we are actually sponsoring with Quest IRA, the Realtors Retire Rich MCE, which teaches realtors how to invest in what they know best, which is real estate. And so they're going to teach you how to use your own self-directed IRA to invest in real estate, to get that nest egg built for yourself and the future generations as well.
Why invest with your IRA though? Like, why does that even make sense? Do
tax-free money.
There you go.
And if you're self-employed and you don't have a 401k, which even if you had a 401k, I would say withdraw it and get your own self-directed IRA. You can make way bigger returns. The other day I was sitting down, I heard somebody talking about, oh yeah, I made 3% on my 401k last year, and I'm going, wow, that's really, really miserable.
That's almost the rate of inflation.
Yeah.
But he compared it to the CD that he had, where he was only making
0.25%.
Exactly. So to him, that 3% was huge. And his friends were like, wow. And he was like, yeah, it's all mutual funds. I'm making 3%. I'm sitting there going, if you had a self-directed IRA, you could be making 6 to 15% on your money, depending how you leverage it.
Exactly. And tax-free again.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're out there listening, make sure that you sign up for this class, learn this strategy. We do something called skill stacking around here. This is a skill that you have to have in your toolbox, so that you can go out there and invest and create wealth long term. You don't find yourself at the end of your career with the house that you own and the one that you moved out of. So, all right, you guys, is there any other events?
There is, but we're out of time. Let me go through them real quick. Two more. 29th, 5:30 to 8:30, Capital Concepts at Chapman and Kirby. And then for all of our dedicated listeners, I'm going to go ahead and invite you out to our Howl at the Moon happy hour for a White Picket. We won this happy hour through one of our agents. We're looking to get about 50 people out there so we can win some free goodies. So feel free to come out, Howl at the Moon, 7 p.m. We'll see you there.
Okay,
that's next Friday. Thursday the 31st.
We have a limit, right?
No.
We have a limit?
No, we want as many of you as out there. We want to pack that place out, but you got to show up
before 9.
Before 9.
Okay.
If you don't show up before 9, then you're going to be booted out the door.
And this is Howl at the Moon.
Howl at the Moon
on the 31st.
On the 31st.
Oh, I can't wait! I'm excited. They have the dueling pianos there.
Yeah, they do.
Oh man, that's going to be a good time. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining us on today's show. We are the Realty Ruckus. We're here every Tuesday and Thursday from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Don't forget to keep up your ruckus, and we'll see you next time.
This has been the Realty Ruckus. Make sure and join us every Tuesday and Friday for new episodes. Find us on YouTube and Facebook for replays of previous episodes. And as always, keep elevating yourself and keep up your ruckus. Thanks for listening. Realty Ruckus has been brought to you by Smart Pig Media Productions.